My favorite baby daddy, Jason Statham, recently came out with a movie called A Working Man, where he plays an ex-Marine who works for a construction company. When his boss's daughter gets kidnapped and trafficked, Jason Statham is on a one-man mission to get her back. Now, I've been a fan of Jason Statham since I was a wee little girl. The first role I remember watching him on was The Expendables. His character, Lee Christmas, was my favorite, and his dynamic with Sylvester Stallone was just so good and funny. From there, my obsession with Jason Statham began. With the Transporter series, I started with number 2 first. The Mechanic, Homefront, The Bank Job, Blitz, Death Race, Chaos, The Italian Job, Safe, War, Romeo and Juliet, Wrath of Man, and of course his addition to the Fast and Furious franchise. Jason Statham is one of the major action stars of the 2000s, and he's known for playing a copy-paste type of character. The brooding, quiet type who doesn't want any trouble but needs to set things straight. He's really good at kung fu, spying, and securing at least one woman's attention. Then, Spy came out. Spy was released in 2015 and stars Melissa McCarthy. Please don't go. This video is not about her, even though I will say this is my favorite Melissa McCarthy performance of all time, as a CIA analyst who goes into the field for the first time to avenge her partner, Jude Law, and to take down Rose Byrne's evil villain. As I was watching this film for the first time and I fully realized Jason Statham was in it, I was actually shocked by how funny he was. I mean, his previous characters had their comedic moments and funny one-liners, but this guy was actually funny. Great comedic timing, over the top, and just brilliant. I would like to take the time to honor this role as it has become one of my favorites. Here's a quick synopsis of Spy. CIA analyst Susan Cooper, played by Melissa McCarthy, is the earpiece for her partner Bradley Fine, played by Jude Law, during his missions. After he is killed by Raina Bornoff, played by Rose Byrne, she volunteers to go into the field to find her herself. Statham plays Rick Ford, a decorated agent who thinks Susan can't handle the mission. He can't join the operation because his cover has been burned, leaving Susan to take the lead. Surprisingly, Susan is fully trained for field work and goes undercover as a fake bodyguard for Raina to get closer to her. Here is the TLDR. Susan uncovers a plot where Bradley fakes his death because him and Raina were lovers, quote unquote. He did it so he can gain her trust. Raina fails to sell an explosive device to an arms dealer, DeLuca, played by Rose Byrne's husband, leading to a shootout between DeLuca's men and Raina's crew, with Susan and Rick, who showed up at the most inconvenient moment, caught in the middle. Susan drops the nuke and diamonds into the lake, and when DeLuca is about to shoot her, Nancy, her best friend and colleague, saves her by killing DeLuca. Raina gets arrested, Susan keeps her field agent status while friend-zoning Bradley, and the movie ends with her and Rick hooking up, because of course they do. Let's talk about why Jason Statham was just funny in this movie. He steals every scene that he is in. Ford's absurdity makes him the standout character, and you would think that the boardroom scene was kind of crazy to start with, but then he turns the dial up every time he's on screen, starting by showing up in Susan's motel room and delivering a 5-minute monologue about all the ways that he should have died, but didn't. He became the target of a hit, realizing it was too late, forcing Susan to interrupt an entire concert just to get his attention and save his life. Appearing at the casino, he pretended to be Susan's date, and I'm just not gonna lie, that was just so attractive. He caused a massive distraction at said casino and just ended up kicking ass in the dark. Then later, he shows up to the club that Raina and Susan are at in this horrible disguise with that nasty license and registration police ass mustache. Then he attempted a dramatic entrance in the climax of the film, only to fall flat on his ass and knock himself out. Then, when him and Susan are hanging out of the helicopter that DeLuca is in, he is grabbing Susan's breasts just to fall into the lake and become utterly useless. Then, when he tries to make a cool, sly exit, he gets reminded that they're on a lake, and so it was for nothing. Statham's delivery and his ability to play ridiculousness straight was just so entertaining. Having seen so many of his roles up until this point, I loved how Spy poked fun at the action hero persona that he's known for. The 5-minute monologue where he lists all the ways that he cheated death is hands down my favorite Jason Statham moment of all time. The longer it goes, the more absurd it gets, and the fact that Rick Ford takes it completely seriously is what sells it. This film was such a breath of fresh air in the comedic parody genre, and Jason Statham is a huge reason why. I think Rick Ford was the precursor to Deckard Shaw in the Fast and Furious franchise in terms of humor and comedic timing, something that's more evident in Hobbs and Shaw than the other films. Spy was the first film I saw Statham having fun, poking at his own tough guy persona, and those are the kind of performances that keep me coming back. Whether he's playing a stoic badass or a bumbling agent, Statham is always entertaining. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm excited to be making YouTube videos again, and I have a couple ideas in the pipeline, so please stay tuned for that. Again, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.